So it seems that Bitcoin is recovering or already recovered from yesterday's dump, which was unexpected after the good CPI data. Altcoins are running, as you can see, everything is in green. So the question is, will Bitcoin continue to pump? What the on-chain analytics tell us, what the chart shows us, what are the price targets and which altcoins should we watch right now? Hey everyone, my name is Sabi, this is the Coin Explorers, and today we are going to answer all these questions in this video. So if you are interested, press the subscribe button, follow us on the socials, which you can see on the screen right now, and we are ready to start. So to make sure that our research is thorough, we will start with the chart and we will check what Bitcoin is doing, what it did. We will compare the price action to the on-chain analytics on CryptoQuant, and then we will go towards checking some altcoins, and I will also explain to you what sequence is happening right now. So make sure that you follow my line of thought, let's say. So as you can see, Bitcoin is at 37,440, almost 500. It just pumped back in one day from the dump we had after the CPI data, which was unexpected, to be honest, because the whole market was in green. So I didn't understand at first why Bitcoin was dumped or why investors sold some Bitcoin. We could see that it was bounced from this support, this 34,000 something. And right now we have a bullish candlestick formation, let's say, or bullish trend. There are still some skeptical people on the market, or chart readers, analyzers, traders, and they are right. Bitcoin didn't break the previous high, and we still don't have a proper breakout. So the Bitcoin's price going down from this moment is also in the cards. We cannot tell for sure, because after this huge green candle yesterday, we started in red today. Obviously, everything needs to consolidate. Everything which goes up also comes down. However, we are still not 100% sure that we can bet on the uptrend. Now let's see what the on-chain analytics tell us. So we are in Bitcoin on CryptoQuant, and as you can see, we have some exchange reserves, and that is usually a good indicator to find out whether Bitcoin and USD is going into the exchanges or out of the exchanges. Usually, if anybody sends Bitcoin or any crypto into the exchanges, into the centralized exchanges, they want to sell it. As especially now, at the beginning of the bull market, at the end of the bear market, most of the people who are in the space, still in the space, are experienced people, and they know that you should only store your crypto on self-custodial wallets, because that is the sure thing. We will talk about that in the next tutorial. However, right now we need to check what is happening. So CryptoQuant says that the exchange reserve for Bitcoin is going up. At least it is going up for the last 7 days. And this is a bit controversial, or the message is not exactly clear, because as you can see here, everything is in red. I mean, the chart of the exchange reserve is in red because it increased in the last 7 days. However, my understanding of this chart is that every Bitcoin, or all of the Bitcoin which went into the exchange in this jump of the exchange reserves, was already sold. And as you can see here, people also started to withdraw Bitcoin from the exchange. Maybe that was yesterday. We don't know for sure. However, even if in the last 7 days exchanges experienced an increase of Bitcoin reserve, of Bitcoin inflow, that probably has stopped by now. However, we have more bullish news on USD, because as you can see, the exchange reserves of USD, so fiat money, is in increase, and it's not in the last 7 days. It's in the last 1 or 2 days. So probably yesterday, after Bitcoin dipped, many people just sent in some money to buy Bitcoin. And that could actually explain Bitcoin's pump yesterday. So in simple terms, Bitcoin dipped when nobody was expecting it, because probably many people took profits. They were expecting that the CPI data will be bad and the market will tank. It didn't. However, they still took profits. Bitcoin price went down a bit, like 3-4%, if I remember correctly. And people just bought back in because they saw that the stock market was flying, everything was in green. So at this moment, that is all we need to understand about the on-chain analytics. We see that people are still buying Bitcoin, and that is important. Now let's go forward and see what is happening on the altcoin market, because we do have some nice green bubbles. And yes, if I switch to weekly, we can see some triple-digit numbers. We can see some double-digit numbers which are very nice. For example, Ordi or Sol, as you can see. TIA went up 150%, which is 1.5x, and the other big winner is Avalanche, AVAX. Now, AVAX is not only the big winner, because the other one which I want to mention is MATIC as well. And let me go to the chart to explain to you. Now, I mentioned a sequence in the intro which probably I should explain to you. You see, we are in a third or fourth phase of a sequence which is called where the money flows, okay, where investors put their money. And this sequence always starts with investors buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up in price, as you can see on the chart or on the price action in the last couple of weeks. And since everybody knows that anything which goes up also comes down, they will take profit. So the money flows back or out of a Bitcoin, and that starts a sideways movement in the price action. Now the money flow doesn't really stop here, because after Bitcoin pumped, it is time for smaller coins to pump as well. So usually this money, this profit, goes into the next biggest altcoin, which is Ethereum. We could see that Ethereum pumped somewhat. It went from 1,800 or 1,900 to 2,100. And it is right now just above 2,000, so we will talk about that as well a bit later. However, in the meantime, we also had another top 10 coin which pumped aggressively, and that was Solana. Now I'm a bit surprised by Solana because it just doesn't want to stop pumping, and even though the chart says that it should, because as you can see it already has a triple bearish divergence, it just wouldn't stop. And I believe that that surprised the big investors as well, because probably they already took some profits a while back, because the next biggest or top 20 altcoin started to go up or increased in price at least 2x. And that is not else but Avalanche, AVAX. As you can see, it is already at the $22 level, and MATIC, which is touching the $1 in just maybe a couple of days. We don't know for sure, obviously, so this is not financial advice. Now the sequence I wanted to talk about here has also like a sub-task or sub-action from the investors, because usually people want to make as much money as they can or as it is possible. Therefore, they don't stop buying the ecosystem token, because that is already huge. The market cap is billions already, even though we are in a bear market or at the beginning of the bull market. What they are doing is they go and check what other tokens that certain ecosystem has, because if the ecosystem token starts to pump, well, it probably will ignite these small tokens as well, and those small tokens with the small market cap have much bigger chances to go 1, 2, 5, 10x. Therefore, if you want to go and stay ahead of the curve, you will go to DeFi Llama, and let's say now we are expecting AVAX and MATIC to be pumped a bit more, maybe like Solana, we don't know. And you type in here Polygon, okay? So you select the Polygon ecosystem. You go down here and you check some projects which are preferably only on Polygon, because if it's on 10 chains like Uniswap, which is associated with all kinds of chains, Polygon by itself will not pump it. At this moment, I'm not going to tell you any certain tokens. However, if I would have to guess, or I would have to give some hints, then I would look at coins which are specifically only on that certain chain, okay? Or maybe maximum on 2 chains. If you find a coin which is on 2 chains and those 2 chains are in the same category, well, that might be a very lucky investment or maybe a very good due diligence. But before we go and put our hard-earned money in all kinds of small tokens, and we risk at least half of it, because when they crash like hard, we need to know where the market is going, okay? What are the expectations and what are the forecasts for Bitcoin and for the ecosystem tokens? So let's check what are the price targets for Bitcoins, and that is the way how we prepare. That is how we take some educated guesses. Because even though at this moment we are not certain whether Bitcoin is going to go up or down, we can know, or we can, let's say, speculate with some well-based information where it would stop. And for me, that is the following. And this is a simple support and resistance strategy, because I believe that that should be the first step which you define for yourself. Where are the supports and where are the resistances? I'm going to tell you where are my supports, but you should feel free to create or to define yourself. For me, this was a very important support, the 34,500. Now, in case Bitcoin goes back down and let's say doesn't pump anymore and it tries to go down in order to take out some longs, and of course it breaks the 34,400, I think the next stop will be 31,000. Before that, maybe at 33 we will spend some time. If the Bitcoin price starts to go down, it will hit some supports. I'm 100% sure about it. It will go down until investors will think that it is cheap enough to buy. Therefore, for me, Bitcoin, if it goes down, and I'm not saying it's going to go down, I am bullish at this moment. If it is going down, it will go down, spend some time here, go down, spend some time here at 33 something, and just go down and probably bottoms out at the 30-31, because that is also a very important psychological level. Now, the fun part, if it goes up, where do we expect it? As you can see, and let me switch to 3 days chart or 3 days time frame, Bitcoin entered in a very important cluster, and that cluster is between the $34,000 and the $48,000. So for me, if Bitcoin continues to pump, and that will have a huge effect on altcoins, so bear with me here, and starts to go up, I think the next price target first is the 44,000. That is what I think will just catch the price, maybe bounce it back, maybe tame it a bit, so we will spend some time. But after that, the very important resistance for me is the 48,000. That is where I think that many people will take lots of profits, because they will think that, okay, that is done for this year, that is done for this run. We had the 2019-ish run, and therefore we need to just go forward and take some profits and wait until Bitcoin just resets itself, because yeah, now the market is too hot. Now, how to guess what the altcoins behaviors will be in this time? For that, we have the Bitcoin dominance. And this is the reason why altcoins started to pump yesterday, okay? It wasn't because Bitcoin was going up, or it wasn't only because Bitcoin was going up. It was also because after Bitcoin went up, some money started to flow into the altcoins. You can see here on the dominance. Bitcoin went down, people just bought up all the Bitcoin they could from the exchanges. The dominance went up. It had a jump of from 52 to 52.5%, which is, considering how much money is that, okay, considering the market cap is a huge amount of money. And after Bitcoin started to pump and everybody was confident that, okay, this market is stable and it is not going to crash, well, they started to take some money out of Bitcoin and they started to pump it into the altcoins. And that is why we had this nice pump on avalanche. It went from $17 to 2021, and this 20 to 23 is already today's candle. MATIC just held the price because it was at 0.9, but it didn't crash back. And right now we have this engulfing candle, let's say, which is not exactly engulfing candle. However, after this undecided behavior, I am sure that now we know the direction, and we can also obviously check RSI, which is pumping, stochastic is turning around. So we have some indicators which also show that MATIC is still bullish. But the most important, which is always a confirmation of a Bitcoin pump, of a market's healthy pump, is Ethereum. And Ethereum didn't crash back to the below 2000 levels. It held the price, it is above 2000. It is an important psychological level, the $2,000. And I'm sure that as soon as the sequence resets and money will start to flow back into Bitcoin and Ethereum, Ethereum will have no problem going to the 3,500, because that would be the next huge resistance. So yes, that is what I'm waiting for. If we will have no Black Swan event, and I don't think we will have, because why would? Ethereum to 3,500, and this is not a financial advice. This is my speculation. However, I am pretty optimistic about that. If you have a favorite altcoin, just drop it in the comments, because if we all have the favorite altcoins, then we will keep a close eye on them and we will review it from time to time. From now on, we are coming with regular videos twice per week, 3 times per week, 4 times per week, as much as the market requests or as much as you request from us, because we are here all coin explorers, me and you. Take care.